Mic test. Well, hello again, Mr. Mic Test. It seems that everything is in working order, and you can awake from your dream. Welcome back to the world of the waking, Mr. Mic Test. I think you will find that everything is back to normal. Mic test, testing the mic. Now. Just about there, y'all. I think we're going to transition on in. All right. The music work. Okay, cool.
Cameron Thurston gave Slink a Steak Biscuits membership. Cameron Thurston gave Comda Shepherd a Steak Biscuits membership. Cameron Thurston gave Kotakes 241 a Steak Biscuits membership.
Let's start this out right.
Cameron Thurston gave Go For It Painting a Steak Biscuits membership. Cameron Thurston gave Punished Fink a Steak Biscuits membership.
Let's toss out some of the memberships for the membies. Howdy, folks, and welcome back to another Country Fried Minis paint stream here in the Bullshit Corner 2.0. I'm your host, Cameron, the country boy in the big city, presenting to you once more from my little corner. We're going to get rolling tonight on a project. I was a little tired tonight. I was thinking I might skip the stream, but then I remembered that this is the Wednesday show, and this is for y'all. Welcome another Nate, welcome Sod9, welcome Slink, howdy, and you're quite welcome. I'm not sure what kind of like gifting algorithm they use there, who gets them. It's kind of a bit of a lotto. But you know, if you show up, you might get a Mindy. Okay, so tonight we're going to be painting on a model that was voted on by the community a long time ago. Ages now, even. I'm really bad about staying on track and actually getting stuff done, but we're going to be working on what was voted for by the community for the next 10-minute minis offering. It's a little Chronoscope model by Reaper. This is Leatherhide Armadillo Man. If you want to find this yourself, it's number 50320 and can be found on their website. It's like a couple bucks, like $3 or $4. Not much pewter at all. Kotek says, I'm leeching once again. Thanks for the gifted membership, whoever gave it to me. Yeah, no worries at all. Like I was saying, I'm not really sure how it gets given out. And for what it's worth, when I hand out those memberships, I get the majority of that money back anyway. So it's a way to give back to the community and allow access to all those fun little biscuit emojis when you're here in chat. Where was I? Kind of losing train of thought here. Yeah. So fun little model. I was a little concerned that he's going to be too small to like show up worth a damn on stream today. But I also have a little bonus. So I'm thinking we're going to turn this little lad into a miniature diorama for the project. And I don't know how much we're going to talk about that in the video itself. But at the end it'll be a little diorama deal. And I picked up some bonus models. I picked up these little banditos, these little armadillo banditos, the Los Viejos from Curacao Minis. So I'm really excited to try those out. Slink says, Country Fried Minis, you see if I finished up my mercs and posted the company pic, painting up some comm guards now. If you posted it just now, I did not see that. I'm actually a little, I gotta deliver a little more disappointment this evening. I have not tested out the setup to pull up the show and tell on the Wednesday show. Basically, theoretically, I have a system that sends this feed here over to the computer over there, and I should be able to hop up and like do the screen share like I do during the workflow streams. It's not quite set up that way. Kotek says, sorry, Country Fry at the pub at the moment, can't hear or respond. No worries, good sir. Enjoy your evening at the pub. That is more important than checking out what's going on in this silly little corner here. Because, you know, in true Country Fried tradition, we're going to get nothing done this evening. I thought this was the dude from Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles. I'm confused. Also, let me give a shout out to Iron Elemental. Iron Elemental kicking down a €12 super chat before we began. Unfortunately, my activity feed here does not allow me to replay. I can't replay things that happened before the stream went live. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But I do have a thanks to give.
The Dardidio subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for the subscription, Dardidio. Okay, so let's get into our project for the evening. I'm going to start by filming. I think what we're going to do, order of operations tonight, we're going to pull out these models. We're going to maybe do a little filing, a little cleanup, a little mold line removal on them, and then we're going to prime them up and hopefully get in. Let's see how much work we can get done. I'm not sure if I'm going to go the 2 or the regular 3 hours tonight, but we shall see as we go. I'm a little tired this evening. Yeah, it's been a bit hectic between some school stuff and hanging out and doing the video game streams. I'm pooped. I wish I would have started this stream a little earlier today, but can't miss a Wednesday stream. This is the paint stream every Wednesday, same time, same place. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started with this here camera. I want to record the package for this little boy, and we will get rolling with expediency once I get that shot. We're going to toss our lad onto the table, show it to the camera, rip it open, and dunk him out. He's a happy little guy. It looks like the cleanup's not going to be too bad. We got a few spots flashing. Which let's just jump right into it. Slink says, I have too many projects on deck. Got the comm guard, blaster, pistol, dropship, battle tiles, modular display shelf, and terrain, I think. Need to stop getting distracted by the cool things to print. That is very real feel right there. It's the pile of shame grows at a much greater rate than things get done. I have a problem myself. I've installed multiple shelves in my apartment for all the things that I have purchased. Probably never get painted. Let's see if we can't get this nice and cleaned up. I see a little bit of mold line on the hat. We're going to need to file that down. Let's also take a second and, you know what? Actually, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm not gonna film working on these little lads here. You're direct responsible for half of my pile of shame. That's so funny. Yeah. I'm not gonna film painting these little lads. I think what I'm gonna do is focus the 10-minute minis episode on this guy, because I can fit painting this model and maybe putting together the base in the 10-minute mini format, and then these will be a pleasant little surprise at the end. So let's see, they are a little smaller than our sheriff, but they're gonna go really well together. I've got to wonder if this is perhaps the same sculptor or somebody who worked in the same studio who produced these. But this is Curacao Minis for the little viejos. It's Curacao, K-H-U-R-A-S-A-N, Curacao. Really good place. Very inexpensive models, really fun sculpts you're not going to find anywhere else. And if you want some of that hand-sculpted charm, really cool spot to go through. These models in particular are kind of fun in that these are 28mm scale, but they're such small little lads. They would work in 15mm gaming as well. And Curacao Minis has a ton of 15mm stuff. Also, I want to point out that these are maybe some of the highest quality castings I've ever seen. The molds, like, there's almost no mold lines at all. No flashing even. Very good stuff. Slick says, trying to paint up some mechs before June so the pile isn't as big when I get my Kickstarter stuff. I understand that. I'm a little concerned myself. I picked up Tag Raid from Kickstarter, and I haven't painted any of it. And I also backed the Apex Legends board game, which has miniatures in it as well. So it's just like the backlog is ever increasing. Alright, so let's clean off these little tabs from the base. That way these boys will sit nice and flush when we glue it to the diorama base. I see a little bit of a mold connection here, but it's not going to be noticeable at all. And then this lad needs filing. So let's keep filming. I'm going to dive into some file work. They should be a surprise. Yeah, I agree. They're going to be really fun that way. But those of you who were here, you will know. Nightbot coming in with a factoid claiming for nearly 60 years, Texas didn't have an official state flag between 1879 and 1933. During that time, the Lone Star flag was the active but unofficial flag. I mean, it sounds like they had a flag. They just didn't make it official because, I guess they needed the proceedings and whatnot. Alright, so we're going to use our Army Painter file here and just try to clean up this little mold line right here. Just reduce it some. I don't really care all that much about it. Not doing this model to win no competitions. It's a 10-minute mini project after all. And it will, perfunctory is the name of the game here. But really, this guy's mold lines look really good. Of course, I've come to expect that of Reaper. Just really, really good stuff. Really good models, for the most part. Every now and then you get a mold that's problematic, but this one's great. Next, we're going to bust out our flat file, and we're just going to clean up the bottom of that base there. Who's the best armadillo around? Good question. Saw none claiming it's George Bush. He is a bit like an armadillo, isn't he? I can see him. I can see like George Bush face armadillo. Yeah, that would work. I don't know why it works, but it does do. Yeah, it's fun. Slink says, tonight I'm running calibrations on my FDM trying to fine-tune it tighter for smaller prints. Yeah, I think that's, you know, worth doing, especially if you can find some format, some settings that work. I've been printing my projects lately with 0.05 millimeter layers, and it's caused a lot of stringing, which sucks and is a pain in the butt to deal with and try to get it going. George Bush is a great armadillo name. Yeah. I can see it. I can see, like, imagine armadillo and like it's snuffling around the yard or whatever, and it looks up and it's just George Bush's face in armadillo colors. It would work. Won't get fooled again. And like he goes back to snuffling in the yard. I can picture the snuffling in the yard clear as day because I encountered an armadillo out in front of my grandmother's house in Florida, and it was just snuffling around in the yard. Alright, so these models have had minimal prep necessary, which I'm really thankful for, but it doesn't really show what goes into metal models too much. I'll have to really think about that working with Iron Wind Metals video that I'm planning on doing. That was the Orloff Grenadiers. David Fayafay, welcome back. Says, hi, I made it. Clean up for some metal minis. I said, yes, we're working on Reaper Chronoscope's Leatherhide, Armadillo Man. Again, I was a little concerned that he's going to be a little too small to like show up on the camera well. But I've also got these little Curson minis, Banditos, these Los Viejos, Armadillo fellers. They're going to look really great. I'm not going to film working on these ones. There'll be a surprise at the end of the 10-minute minis, but this guy's going to get a little bit of pink coloration, a little bit of tan coloration. I think he's going to be great. Saw9 says, had one come up on my patio, was smoking at one of my apartment in Huntsville. Wow, that's funny. Let's see. Such small layers in FDM usually need a lot of tweaking with extrusion amount flow rate. Yeah. I think where I screwed up with mine was that I just changed the layer height. I didn't change the flow rate at all. Okay, so to get rolling, what we're first going to do tonight is a little bit of priming. And I think with 5 little models here, we should have enough time in between each model that we can actually get the priming done without having to sit around and wait on it to dry. And in true Country Fried Minis fashion, I've not cleaned this at all. Because why would I ever do the right thing? Ever. Like, you know? That's silly. Absolutely silly to do the right thing. Okay, so I know I have little cups around here somewheres. Let's see. I might be out. I don't see any up here. I need a new cup. Yikes. I need a new cup. Let me check downstairs really quick. Downstairs. Let me check right over here in my tool bench and see if I have some cups. I'll be right back. I'm going to hit the BRB. I'll BRB in 30 to 60 seconds. Back in the paint stream, here we are. In the voiceover for this, you should hide a tantrum about how little cleanup there was. Yeah, I agree. What are these normally cast with? It's white metal. It's a pewter blend. I'm not actually sure. It varies from company to company. I think some manufacturers have a proprietary mix. Why is it silver then, huh? Don't you do that. You're silly. Someone sus Mr. Tyler Stembridge. I'll do it. Thus. I'm not even gonna acknowledge your last name. It's just gonna be Sus Tyler. Is it even gonna let me do it? Or do I have to do it with my main account? I might not be able to do it. Ah, yes. What a crazy thing to have a pure gold model and then paint on top of it. That would be pretty funny. I think that would be pure gold. Okay, so as always, I did not clean my airbrush. So let's go over... shit, I'll just use this as knowledge for breaking down cleaning an airbrush. I see that even my needle is dirty. And... I have paper towels over here. I guess I'll use this. All right, so I got a towel ready. So we're going to take the end cap off. We're going to unscrew the mechanics here. I don't know what you call this part here, but this is just a threaded assembly that screws in that holds this spring-driven thingamabob. Your needle goes through this boy, so we'll take that out. We're going to remove the trigger. We're going to remove the lever, and I can see that the front of this is in really shitty shape. So first, I'm going to get out my crooked tweezers. See if we can't get any flakes that may have settled out of there. And I don't necessarily recommend using acetone for all airbrushes, but this one I like the nice harsh chemical for how well it works. So I'm gonna fill this little shot glass up with some acetone. Some pewter has silver in it, mostly tin though. Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Alright, so we're going to soak the tip of that in some acetone. And I've got this old toothbrush here, which we're going to use to start cleaning up. Start cleaning up all this paint that I've gunked on here. Just get it nice and clean as we can get it. Remove as much of the junk as we can. And hopefully it'll loosen things up enough to unscrew the little tip here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I can't believe I didn't clean. I can believe I didn't clean this. I mean, it's a tradition at this point. All right. Now, this cone comes apart as well, but I'm not going to be able to get it. It's not super necessary. We can just clean out the paint on the tip there. But we do want to pull out this lad. See if we can't. Yeah, there we go. This thing, this cone here. And we can take our needle and kind of run it along the inside of this. And we're going to push out any gunk that's built up there. That seems okay. Let's try to give this a good scrubbing as well. Pewter's lead and tin, right? I'm not sure if they use lead anymore. I'm pretty sure you can't use lead, or most companies don't use lead, but then there was an exception given in US law for game pieces to contain lead. And there was, for a brief time, one of the companies did a series of heavy metals that were re-releases of old sculpts in pure lead. And I love a good lead model. I love how soft they are and easy to work with, though they do kind of degrade over time. Employees at Millicores get 3 free cases of beer each month, in addition to have access to beer and cider on location after a workday. That is a lot of brew dogs. I agree, Tech Noir. Okay, so I mean, this looks decently clean now. Let's give it another go over, and we'll take our dirty water pot and we'll, you know, give it a little blast, rinse it some, and then hopefully we can put this all back together and have it work fine. I think I also want to take our I don't know what you call this piece, the thing the needle flows through, and we're gonna dunk it in the acetone and try to push this needle through a few times. Yeah, I see there's already a problem. Yep, there we go. Just push that needle through a few times. Try to remove the obstruction. We'll go backwards with it as well. It's just there's paint in it because I'm negligent and I don't clean my tools. Welcome to the paint, I don't know what you call this, the cleanup stream, the preamble to the actual work. Fruit bowl or sushi for snack tonight? I'd lean towards the fruit bowl. I do like a good bit of fruit. Man, I could go for a nice crisp apple right now. Now that I mentioned that, I may go downstairs and buy some apples after stream, y'all. Sounds really good. Okay, so there's still some obstruction in here a bit. See if we can't clean the needle real good. But I think that it should work. It should work. It should be enough to get going now. And that's about all we can do, because this actually is a polystyrene cup and is going to dissolve under all that acetone. Hobby tool maintenance minute. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's reassemble our airbrush here now that it's nice and clean. We're going to put our cone back in the nozzle first and screw it onto the tip. That should go smoothly. Now, it's worth mentioning there's a Teflon ring in here, somewhere in there. So you can't leave this tool just soaking in the acetone. You're going to want like a less harsh cleaner for that. We're going to assemble our follower, or whatever this thing is called, put it in the threaded holder. And then I just like this screwed all the way down. However, we take our nozzle or trigger, and inside of here is a little peg it sits on. There's a little divot here. We're gonna first we're gonna put this little lever in. I almost forgot. I will set that in there. Then we're gonna put our trigger in, ensuring that it's on the little nipple. And then, like I said, I run my airbrush with this thing just cranked all the way down. So I'm going to crank that all the way down till it stops. You see now I got my nice little spring-loaded action. Let's put on our back. It looks like the O-ring's a little dry rotted actually. And now we want to put our tensioner on the back of this thing. I don't know what any of these parts are called, so I can't provide any, knowledge there. But let's fuck's sake. The nozzle has, or the trigger has moved from its position. And we need to push the needle through it. Okay, there we go. We got it in place. The needles come out the nozzle. Let's crank this down and get it stuck on. And yeah, airbrush is going. We can actually get started with the hobby this evening, y'all. That is most obviously a doohickey macabre 27A. Yeah. Do you think armadillos eat cicadas? Yes, absolutely they do. Isn't that like that's part of the cicada's reproductive success strategy is to basically they hatch out in such numbers that they're just like they overwhelm the predators. So yes, I am sure that armadillos take advantage of the massive hatchings of cicadas. All right, well, fingers crossed, and we should be able to spray, which means we need to get out our respirator. Always wear a respirator when spraying. Also, make sure you check your Alright, I hope that mic isn't coming through. That asshole with his Harley Davidson music system is out there again. I woke up this morning, I have like 500 shells and cicadas on my shed. There's 17-year-olds with really cool bright orange eyes. I know the ones you're talking about. And those are specifically the ones that do that strategy, the overwhelming strategy. Alright, so I think we're going to film this shot here. We're going to toss that down and then put the gloves on, but I want to film it. So let's do that real quick. So we'll get back out our phone. Tag the pro video. We'll do that. And then we'll do this. And we'll do this. And then we'll do this. Double thumbs up for the camera. And get this fucker out again. There we go. This is hung on. Look at it hung on. Get our. We'll get everything set up. Got our spray out pot. We got our water. We got a pipette. And we got our little labs. So we'll do that. We'll get out our white primer. Show it to the camera. Do that. Set this up. Make sure it's focused. And we're going to fill our reservoir with some white paint. Or white primer, excuse me. Then good Lord. I'll plug this thing in. And we're going to record a little bit of spraying this. The fuck is the problem now? Jesus Christ. Alright. Now we can prime. And it's priming, it's working. How far in are we? "38 minutes. We're 38 minutes into this stream before the first bit of paint's going onto it. It's insane. Now, because it's a little lad, though, we want to use very small, tiny bursts of material so we don't flood the model. And then I'll stop recording. All right. I tell you, trying to like manipulate all these cables and hoses and cameras and all that shit. Bruh. 17 jabungas. Yes. I agree. 17 seems like the right number, actually. Not too many. Not too few. But almost overwhelming. So I'm noticing something here with the spray performance out of the end of my airbrush. It's kind of coming out in an upward angle, which tells me that it's not actually completely clean. And there's a tiny little obstruction in there somewhere. That's fine. As long as it's flowing, I'll worry about that later. Which is why we're in this situation now. But hell, would it be a Country Fried Minis project if we didn't start a stream with the priming? Next, I think my respirator has a poor sealing. Maybe you just need to do an airbrush cleaning stream. Well, that's every stream. Is it not? Yeah, maybe. You know what? Maybe there is something to that. And just do like a really deep clean of it. Put on some chill music. Do a really, really deep clean. Break the whole thing down. Lavish it with some loving care and attention. No painting, just cleaning the airbrush. That might make for a good Saturday session episode. It'd be a good one to test out the network video as well, now that I'm thinking about it. I'll think about it. We might do that this Saturday. Completely unironically. Airbrush cleaning stream. Saturday session number 2. We'll hang out. We'll clean the airbrush. While it's soaking, I can switch over to the other machine
and do some screen sharing. Yeah, that actually sounds really fun. It's so thick.
So thick.
Another Nate donated a $10 super chat. Win the race, you have done. Awarded, prizes. Enjoy TTS lady
What now? Win the race you've done, awarded prizes. Enjoy TTS lady. Boob. Oh, you got a booby in there. I will like that. Thank you, Nate. Thank you so much for the generous donation. It will go immediately right back into channel production costs. Maybe into my belly. I was thinking of ordering some delicious meal tonight, but I'm torn between pizza or burrito. Alright, we're going to give a quick second coat just to make sure these have a nice, clean, all over white prime. We don't want any metal exposed on them. Now, these boys are going to paint up beautifully with some contrast colors. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, so now next step, whenever you're airbrushing, we want to flush out our airbrush, and actually we can take our dirty water here and blast this stuff out first. That's why I recommend having one of these squirt bottles. And now we'll blast a little water through it. My God, a stream, I was so worried they were gone. Well, howdy, Nathan. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I've been really bad about getting content out lately, or stream content. It just... I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at the moment. But, school is almost over. It's almost done. I think with that stress out of the way, we'll be getting back to full-time content production. Where's this fucking switch? Jesus Christ. Alright. I think
I may have also just got a bunch of paint in my hair. High five for education. Yeah, almost done, like 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks. It may actually only be 2 more weeks now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But yeah, once that's done, can really ramp up the production and get back into you know, a more regular schedule. Some Monday, Wednesday, Friday maybe. Yeah. It's really not a huge pain to do these streams. Just I'm mentally worn out. You can hang it on your wall and start making coffee. Oh, I'm so scared that that's what's going to happen. I don't want to work a job. I don't want to work a real job. Kind of defeats the whole point of all of this. and I mean, even that, can you even call entry-level bullshit a real job? I don't think you could. Another Nate says, if you roll up a pizza around some beans, instant pizza burrito. Whoa, that'd be intense. Actually, would that that'd be awful, right? Like pizza toppings and beans. I don't think that would work. I don't think it'd work at all. It'd be yucky. Tyler says, just went out to my shed and so many new cicadas are emerging from their shelves. It's like an army law. Play again, you say. I will. I will play that again. I will play that again. It's for you, Tyler. It's so thick.
Another Nate donated a $10 super chat. Win the race, you have done. Awarded, prizes. Enjoy TTS lady
I heard the booby in there. Shell, stupid voice text. Yeah, exactly. It says I'm putting fire cams into an abandoned paper mill for work, and I just want to start making horror content, but it's owned by an evil corporation. We're not allowed to film. That is a shame. A little bit of a shame. The opportunity for some really fun stuff just sounds really good. Unfortunate. This fucking thing is all tangled up. Alright, so let's get back to filming. How far in are we? We're only 49 minutes in. We're actually starting to paint now. Okay, well, we're not actually starting to paint. We're going to introduce today's guest palette is what we're going to do. And I should have a little packet of them right here ready to go somewhere. I don't think that this model deserves a stupid sexy one. Where the fuck are they? Why do I keep doing this to myself? There they are. Okay. Alright. I found them. I hope it's naughty. I could make a naughty one. I could do a really stupidly naughty one, but it is an armadillo. And the armadillo does seem appropriate for putting a Pokemon again. So we're going to go Pokemon this time. We'll save the naughty one for the next naughty model, and it'll be super naughty. So let's find somebody who's armadillo-esque. So far, I'm liking that Blastoise. It's funny, you can tell that these are definitely not licensed. The quality, and then the choice of some of the artwork that's not official. Ooh, Drowsy seems like a really good choice. We could do Drowsy. I like the Drowsy. I think that's closest to... Yeah, I mean, come on. That's like somebody traced that image and is poorly colored it with colored pencils. And that is artwork on this sticker. It's insane. Cubone's kind of armadillo. Yeah, exactly. You could gerbil a Sandshrew if you used a road cone. Yeah, I guess. I don't know how I feel about that one, to be honest. Sandshrew. Did we see a Sandshrew? I didn't see a Sandshrew. I'm limited by what's here, y'all. Cubone's a good contender. I think Cubone or Drowsy. Cubone's probably the one out of the selection so far, unless we do have a Sandshrew. That would be perfect. But I don't think I have one. Oh, I have a... Was this guy need a king? No, that's not what I was thinking of. Nope, I think that's it. Unless I have like a filthy armadillo lady sticker, which I don't think I do. Sand Shrew is a good one. Yeah, I agree. I mean, do any of those look like a sand shrew? I don't think any of these are okay. I don't think any of these are appropriate. Right? Those are offensive. Y'all don't even know. You don't even know. It's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it's a toss-up between Drowsy, Nidoran female, and Cubone. I think Cubone's a good contender, because it's at least like the right type. Sam Squinch, yes. Oh shit, I dropped Dratini. Alright. I don't know. I think Cubone kind of works. I think it's Drowsy, because look, he's got like the look. He's round. He's silly. We'll do Drowsy. Cubone. Cubone. Scam Squinch. Scam Squinch is so Sasquatch, the Sand Squinch, ended up getting he fell on hard times, and the only job he could find was working in a scam call center. All right, let's put this away. Drowsy it is. I've made an executive decision here. I vetoed chat's choice. The good choice. But Drowsy seems to fit the content better, I think. Alright, let's hydrate our wet palette. Get that going. And then we're going to film a guest palette segment while we glue this model to a temporary painting base, painting handle. Alright. Hydrated. We're going to get our Hydro Pack paper. And get it rolling. Alright, 7 o'clock. We're an hour in. We're actually going to start painting. Still wants to curl? No, you don't, mister. Okay. This is ready to go. Let's get it off to the side. And we're going to shoot a little scene with our Drowsy. Drowsy! Now it's time to introduce today's guest palette. Drowsy! And he goes like, bling, 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 or whatever the sound is. You prep your wet palette so weird? What do you mean weird? Spraying it like that? I just like to see it get all hydrated. I like to see it progressively get more wet. Is that so wrong? Maybe it is. Alright, so I want to get this in shot. Alright, so we're going to go. We get this ready to go and we slide it in. And we leave it right there. Long enough for the camera to zoom in on it. And then make sure to bump the camera. You know. So we got to shoot it again. So we do this and we slide this in all the way. And you stop and you give it a second. And then you get out the... Fuck. Let's get this first. You know, I also just realized I was supposed to metal prime these models first. And I didn't. Oh, is my super glue done for? That did some weird shit with the white balance there. Kind of messed up. Drowsy's a psychic taper. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a sand shrew. So we take our little lad and we take a temporary painting base and we take our psychic tapir. I mean, the perfect one would have been Dawn Fan, I think. Which is why I thought that Drowsy would be a nice alternative, because he's like almost the same thing. Wait, hold on a second here. You need to save him for Kit Bash, where you give Professor X a prehensile dong. You know, I started to say, and I quote, "That will never happen," but you never know on this fucking ridiculous channel. Let's hit this man with a little bit of accelerator, just in case we use it again later, which we will. But for now, we've got our Armadillo boy on a base. So we're able to work with it on the paint and handle, which is right here. Booyaka chow. Now he's a little easier to work with, and y'all can probably see it a little better, which is what I'm hoping for. Sandshrew literally an armadillo. Yeah, but I don't have a Sandshrew sticker. Actually, you know what? You know what, Nate? I'm going to call this Sandshrew. I'm going to call this Sandshrew during the video. He's still psychic, yeah. All right, shit, do I have extra temporary holding bases? I thought I did. I thought I had a little stack of them. Whatever. Let's think about some colors for this man. And I think what we're going to do, honestly, is use the palette of a fairy armadillo. I know he is not a fairy armadillo, but I really like the coloration of it. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to try to get some of this like pinkish color on this guy. It's not a fairy armadillo. It's not even close. But this is kind of the gross pink that I want to go for. So I think what we need to do is think about a good color underneath on the front that's kind of like your typical tannish look around the neck and the arms and the hands and the legs. And then on the back, we want like a really gross, fleshy pink color. Because these guys, we're going to paint these armadillos in just like a tannish color. Real generic tannish color. All dry brush. That's a syphilis armadillo. No. Dirty yellow speed paint and art Agrax. Tyler says, the very first time I got to pet a sloth inside of the enclosure, they also kept a fairy armadillo. It was the weirdest freaking animal I've ever seen. It would run around in circles and toys. That's funny. Okay, so I'm wondering what we can do to get the pink tone. I've got this flesh wash. We could maybe work with flesh wash. I'm almost thinking what we need to do is, you know, I think I have just the color for this. We have this awful Crusader skin that I think we can get away with. And then I want like a dusty tan color underneath on the front. We could maybe do some Ushtabi bone or some Xandri dust as the base. I might even make a I might make a contrast color out of the Xandri dust. I think that could work. But for sure we're going to use this Crusader skin. I want a flesh colored backing. And that's where we're going to start with this project tonight. So let's get our... What's a good brush for this? How about this Vallejo 1 and our Crusader skin? Cool. Let's get rolling. Ooh, I see folks have been voting on the poll. Thank y'all for chipping in. I do like a little bit of that community involvement in the decision making and the content production. All right, so let's start out with our palette. Put our palette out. We'll show the Crusader skin to the camera. Give it a good shake. Yeah. I need to use this color every chance I get too, because it is just this god-awful tone. I don't really know what to do with it otherwise. Howdy y'all, says Iron Elemental. Good evening, good sir. We are going to use a little bit of this Crusader skin, and we're going to start brushing it on. This brush, I was about to say this brush is too small, but I think it is just fine. Yeah, this is gonna work just right. We're gonna hit this feller with some Crusader skin speed paint. I hope y'all can see that all right. I may need to zoom it in some, which I'll do after this. Unfortunately, because I'm working with speed paint, I need to like keep the edge of it moving, and I don't want to stop and adjust the camera. But I should have made this a little more zoomed in before starting here. Alright, for any of y'all out there who haven't played with speed paint yet, you should be able to see how this stuff is just like, it's staining what we're working on, and it's also like sinking into the crevices, so like you're getting 2 layers of effort out of a single coat. And we just want to hit the back of this boy. Hit the back of the boy. Alright, now we also want to get some of that color on like the front leading edge of his shell, and the same over here. And I also want this color on its face, so we're gonna hit that face. It's not quite as pink as I'd like, so we're gonna think about that while we work on these other models and while we let this dry. And we'll see about getting this to be a little more pink later on. I want to get a little more pink in the tips of the ears, tip of the nose, all that good fun stuff. But for now, let's do the ears in this color as well. It's a fun little model. I definitely recommend picking up some of these Reaper Chronoscope models if you haven't before. They're very inexpensive. They're quite often the type of thing that would be available at your FLGS. Just probably on some back rack. Excuse me. All right, so we got this boy pinkened up. I think I'm also going to do the hands and the feet in this color. Now, one thing that is advantageous about this original line of the 1.0 speed paints is that they're kind of water soluble and will reactivate later with moisture. So what we'll do is we'll use that to our advantage later on and can kind of blend some color with it. All right, so hands, and then we'll do the feet as well, but just the feet, not the legs. I want to get a more tannish kind of color on the body. Okay. It's also weird that this guy looks like he's wearing like trousers, but it's also kind of like a diaper. What I missed so far? You missed an hour of cleaning an airbrush and priming. So actually, in true, country fried minis style, nothing has gotten done yet at all. So you're just in time for the actual work. Okay, so we also have let's zoom in a little better on these boys. I don't really know what to do as far as holding these models. I thought I had like a stack of little bases around here somewhere. I do, it's right there. I do indeed. I do have a stack of bases over on my messy table over there. Ooh, schmexy. 5 minutes of TTS lady, she said boob. She did say boob. She said boobie, actually. Alright, let's get back out Drowsy. Now, this is a bit of a waste because it won't be filmed, but this is for y'all this time. We're going to get out a little bit of our BSI extra thick 10 to 25 second glue. We want a little puddle of that. And we're going to mount our Los Viejos to some temporary bases. These are little lads. We want just enough glue to hold them on the base. This is a song that goes, but wait a went. Yeah, there it was. All right, let's check in on this pole. Ooh, it's kind of close here. I like that the Games Workshop kit is at 0% right now. I actually have a kind of a lovely GW kit for whenever we get around to that, in all honesty. I will actually dig out the models here to show y'all what you're actually voting on. Just in case it affects any of y'all's votes if you want to change them around. While we let this accelerator evaporate, I can show those off. Let's get these boys on some bases here. They're so much easier to hold on to if you can mount them to a temporary base. Oh, damn it. You fucker. He jumped right off that base, didn't he? Uno más. Uno más. Thought I had enough glue here. Maybe not. The thing is, trying to get like the balance between enough glue to hold it to the base and not too much so it doesn't stick really hard. Can't change votes in a live poll. Are you sure about that? I thought you could change your vote. Well, it might be if you're in the browser, watching on the browser. I think you can change your votes until I close the poll, at least. Which I'm not going to do till the end of the stream. But yeah, it's better to tease y'all with it and then show you what you're voting for. Let's put another drop on this boy so that glue doesn't cloud the colors of our little drowsy boy. Okay. Set that off to the side. All right, so I was thinking we could go with the Battletech Silly Boy that is now currently in the lead is a Kerensky's Orion ON1-K, the original old school sculpt of this silly lad, which includes a potato face Kerensky. Our classic D&D model is a Grenadier fantasy personality from Julie Guthrie as a female barbarian, gorgeously sculpted in small scale, the same person who did the sculpt for the Dragon Lady. And the GW kit is Horticulus Slimex, which I don't have handy because there's no box art. But the pinup, the stupid sexy pinup, would be Amba, Tear of the Sun, which is a really gorgeous model. Yeah. Tear of the Sun. So they will all get painted eventually no matter what. Just some food for thought. Nate says, pretty sure that's only community polls. Oh, you might be right there. We shall see soon what comes through. Ah, Drowsy, the psychic that isn't Abra or Alakazam. Yeah, exactly. Abra is one of my favorite Pokemons, though, actually. Big fan. All right, so let's pick a color for our Los Viejos. And I think we may ought to reference some more reference material. I think I want to make these fellers look like maybe 9-banded armadillos. So I'm pretty sure they're just like, they're also kind of pinky, but they're also kind of grayish pinky. Yeah, that's definitely definitely what we're looking at here. It's a 9-banded. I wonder how we could get away with that. That is not the correct one, but this is kind of more what I was thinking right here. Is this like tannish tone on them? I don't know. I really don't know what to do here as far as getting them looking right. Maybe 3-banded is the one. But how many bands are on these? It's more than 3. I think what we've got to do is make them like a dusty gray. They've got to be a gray color. And I don't know if I have a proper gray that'll work. What if we start with a flesh color? I think that's what we'll do. Don't forget to like the stream for algorithms kisses, says Tyler Stimbridge. Nathan says, I JB weld all my onions. What? I'm literally JB welding that Orion's forearms once I sit down. That's funny. That's funny. Very funny. Yeah, I think we want those. The 9-banded have like a pink base, and then they're gray. So I think our approach here is actually going to be to make them pink. I'm going to paint these like pinky flesh tone. This one's more like the 3-banded. No, we want... These fellers are very obviously your classic 9-banded armadillo. And the color on these fuckers is flesh. Flesh with like a gray to them. So what I think we're gonna do is paint them very pale flesh, and then we're gonna hit them with a gray, wash, a gray words, a gray contrast over top. Reichland flesh tone, don't have it. What could be sexier than 75 tons of badass? Oh, 80 tons of badass? I don't know. I also have a Perseus up here, which would also work for a really nice doofy boy. And then I have this Emerald Harrier, the Roadrunner, which is an ultralight. But yeah, I've been meaning to do the Kerensky mech. Alright, so let's actually get to painting. We're not going to film this because these are going to be like a pleasant little surprise at the end of the video. So we're going to put out some WizKids Pale Flesh by Vallejo. And we're going to put, oh, I don't know, a drop of water and a drop of fluid retarder in it. Drop of fluid retarder. There we go. And we'll get out our 4-round, which has some kind of red tone in it, which is not gonna, is unacceptable. We need to clean this brush. It would be awesome, or Charger, yeah. 80 tons of badass would be an awesome. 100 tons, yeah. I too like 100 tons. I do like a good 100-tonner. Okay, so as always, I have tools here that are just not cleaned up at all. That is way too much acetone. Just need a little bit. We're gonna clean out this brush. There's some kind of red left in it from the last time I painted. Those cleaners are a horny bunch, and they did come from Currency. Yeah. It is true. It is true. Well, the Pimp My Ride Kerensky edition is the first of a two-parter that'll be followed up with the Aiden Pride model. Those of you who are on the... Damn, I keep hitting this camera. Just whacking it with my hand. Those of you who are on the Discord know that I picked up... Not only do I have the Kerensky that comes with the 28mm scale potato face Kerensky, but I also... where's it at? Shit. I got these models in the wrong order? That's the wrong model. Where's it at? Fuck, where's it at? Anyhow, I have the Aiden Pride. There it is. I have the Aiden Pride Mad Cat. So it's the Doofy Ironwind Metals Mad Cat with the Aiden Pride model. Alright. Just more stuff to come out in the future. You know, the production schedule extends into infinitum. There is years of content ready to roll on my shelves. Alright, so let's bust back into this 65-degree field of view so y'all can see what's going on. And we're going to pull up the preview and start slapping some bass tones on Los Viejos. These are Curacao Minis. And of course, y'all can't see a damn thing because they're just white and blowed out. But I think what we're gonna paint the entirety of their bodies in this nice... Good Lord, you can't... It's just... It's just white. It's blowed out white. Sorry. Nothing I can really do about it. Maybe use less harsh lighting. Let's see what I can do. Close that. There's got to be a setting in here. Image adjustments. Is that any better? Not really. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit better. Auto exposure seems to be compensating somewhat decently. Yeah, just crank down the exposure anyways. I mean, it looks like you can kind of see pink instead of just blowed out white. But we're gonna hit everywhere that we can. And we're gonna try not to hit the parts that aren't gonna be this pinky flesh tone. But if we do, it's not a big deal because we're going to go back later. Plus, the contrast paint is going to really do a doozy anyways. Yeah, we're going to hit these boys with a little bit of flesh color first. So instead of working off that nice clean white coloration, we'll use this pink. Which is, it's light enough that we'll still get the contrast effect, but it'll provide a really good foundation to get that like proper look for armadillo flesh. David says, gotta go, I'll leave the tab open. We have a couple more classes in. I gotta help the staff run off 50 more prints. That's a lot. Thank you as always. Thank you as always. Oh my god, there's so much going on here. Oh my god, there's so much going on here. I apologize, I haven't looked up. Looks like VJ Sand Yellow to me. It is Sand Yellow, not Sand Yellow. Maybe, yeah, I think you're right actually. I don't know if I have that color though. It really reminds me I need to expand Sand Yellow. 100 tons badass, yes. Big bound Ironwind minis, yes. I prefer the Ironwind minis. Ironwind metals, the doofier, the sillier, the better. I like my BattleTech to be closer to the classic look of the old TROs. Don't know, it could be fun to see what an awesome could do to a Pano tag. I don't know if a tag could fight a battle mech. Not even a Pano one. I think they're just too small. I guess a tag would be like the heavy battle armors, maybe. Not quite a proto-mech. Not quite a proto-mech. Look at them, the bare metal right now. Yeah, assaults are too slow and sluggish, not maneuverable enough for my taste. Then I can consider myself a dirty snake. Yes. No, maneuverability is somewhat important. You know, yeah, I think an assault mech is kind of wasted if you can't get it where you need it to be. That's why the Charger's so fun. But then you have the weaponry of a light mech. Alright, so these fellers have their ears sticking out of the top of the hat. Because of course they would. So we'll do that. And we're on to the next one. Nightbot claims that polar bears often hunt walruses by simply charging in a group and eating the ones that were crushed or wounded in the mass panic to escape. Direct attacks are rare. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense to me. Alright, next one down. Just going to get some nice base coats on these boys. I hope that's like... Yeah, I mean, it looks like y'all can kind of see what's going on. The exposure really struggles with white. It'd be nice if I had a camera that could like tell what I'm trying to do, and could do all the like fun little auto adjustments. I should just be able to tap up here and focus on the little lad. This is going to be such a fun little diorama. We'll bust back out the epic basing cactuses. I think I might even put like some kind of wildlife, some other wildlife in the scene. I just want to pack in and make a very busy little scene. It's going to be Leatherhide's last stand type situation. The man's only got a boomstick with 2 barrels. There's no way he's fighting off 4 banditos. Should be really fun. The pale flesh basing on these fuckers. When that dries up, we can hit those with some contrast colors. Camera doesn't like whites, it's racist. Yeah, a little bit. Chargers don't need weapons. They got their fists. What we have access to in terms of BattleTech metals in the UK is anything up to 3067 from an offshoot of Ironwind metal, so it's janky old sculpts or nothing in metal. Yep. That, I mean, yeah, it sounds about right, although it does suck that you don't have the full access. Nate says Banshee, fast and punch and have gun. I mean, it kind of has gun. Not really. A little bit. Kotek says, I disagree. At Nathan, you need weapons to spike your heat to 9 points in order to activate TSM. Banshee 5S is pretty brutal if I recall correctly. 4-6 with 2 ER, PPC, and 1 ghost. Unpopular opinion, I'm in bed with the BNC 3E. The thing is, it's inexpensive. And you can generally afford to put a better pilot in. And it's basically doing the same thing the Charger is in my force. I'm rushing in with it, and I'm punching the opponent when I get into range. And if you have a good enough piloting skill that your punches always land, or at least, have a really high chance of landing, you get a 1 in 6 chance of hitting the head with a punch. And that's so good. And then, of course, the Banshee's weapons are not on the arms, so you're firing everything as you run in. I honestly think it's kind of good for tossing off harassment shots as you close to punching range. So maybe you're not necessarily shooting at the target you're rushing. You might, that first round of shooting at it, pop off the PPC and the AC5 at it, but you totally can run in and close with your opponent and fire off some supporting fire towards whatever else is happening on the periphery of the battle, using the superior range of your AC5 and your PPC, and then you're punching the big lad, and hopefully, with a little bit of luck, you're two-tapping out whatever you're fighting. Because, 1 in 6 chance hitting the head. I think it's great. And I don't know, stuff like the Charger and the classic Banshee, your opponent doesn't respect them. Generally, I find they're just like, oh, it has no weapon, so they disregard it, and it closes and it does damage. Iron Elemental calling for a pie. Cream pies are a violation of terms of service. I've got a friend who take any challenge and respond with a Charger Lance. Will tear you to shreds. Yeah, exactly. Come charge my Berserker. I do love a Berserker, but the thing about a Berserker is, like, it's purpose built for hitting you with that 100-ton TSM axe. Your opponent is going to... It's going to be more effort. It's going to take more effort to get that into place. It's going to take some better plays. Whereas plucky little Charger lads, your opponent is just going to disrespect them. They're not going to give them the respect they deserve, and they're going to close. And then all of a sudden they're going to have a problem in their midst. And, for that matter, while talking about Chargers, classic Chargers, you think, small lasers are not, they don't do much damage, but there's 5 of them. And that's capable of doing something. You're going to strip a little armor off. Come in and do a 16-point kick after throwing down, I don't know, probably hit with 9 damage off of the small lasers. Or hit them with a respectable 6 damage and then punch them twice for 2 8-damage punches with a 1 in 6 chance of hitting the head. It's just unfortunate that the Charger does not have 2 hands. Otherwise, you could pick up a tree as well. VT social engineering, yeah, exactly. Or you use your Banshee to support a squad of Chargers while they all rush in to do a punch. I actually kind of like this idea. I might make that Lance, Nate. The Commander and the Banshee, and then 3 jackasses in Chargers. Alright, so let's get these over to the side so they're out of the shot. And we want to think about what we're doing here with our guy here, and I swear, dude, he looks like, I don't know if y'all can see that or make it out. He looks like he's wearing a fucking diaper. Right here. I mean, I'm sure it's supposed to be his belly, like the bottom of his shit hanging down here, and he's just got the belt on. Because his legs are all the way up here, and they don't have obvious pants on. I don't think this man is wearing any clothes. So, let's think about a kind of a flesh color. I am kind of thinking this Xandri dust might be the way. I think we're going to take our Xandri dust, and we're going to take our... We're going to take our express color medium here, maybe, and mix it up. I might have some contrast medium left, actually. How much you paying for that in BV is the question. Chop a leg off a charger with targeting comp lasers, you'll neuter it. But how much are you paying for BV is the question. Well, the thing is, whatever mech has targeting computer, is you're paying a ton. Well, shit. Let's do it right here. Master unit list on info. Let's do charger. Go. Charger, battle mag. Charger 1A1, classic, scout mag. So 4 chargers with was it 4 chargers with gunnery 4 piloting 2, I think is what it was. You can run 4 chargers with piloting 2 for less than 5k. So like, what do you bring in with T-Comp and T-Comp pulse laser or whatever for that kind of price? Like, you're bringing 2 mechs versus 4 chargers, or you're bringing one, like what's the Masakari called, a Warhawk? You're bringing a Warhawk and that's it, or maybe like a clan light with that, and you're gonna face down a bunch of chargers, and like, sure, you may take out one, but all of a sudden you've got multiple on you in the same turn, all punching. If I were gonna play that Lance, I would swap 1 charger for Hunchback just for lulz. Yeah, I could see that working. Although I think there's a possibility if you did that people would focus down the Hunchback, fearing the AC-20, and take it out way too quickly. With a budget version, commander and a charger and a trio of hatchet men. See, a hatchet man's not fulfilling the same role at all. It's also it's got a lot less armor. Hatchet man is pretty fragile, actually. I'd play against the Charger Lance with Valkyries and Panthers. Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Definitely not balanced BV, though. Like, you're taking some pretty super elite Valkyries and Panthers for that. Okay. Let's zoom out the camera here. I think we're going with the Xandri Dust. While we're sitting here talking Battletech theory, let's actually get back to painting. I'm going to come out to a 90-degree field of view so we can see a little bit more. And we're going to bust out the... Oh yeah, I was looking for contrast medium. And I know I have some. I just don't see it immediately. Inmediatamente. There it is. Okay. So, we need to go back to filming, because we're busting out Onilab. Booyaka-chow. 4944 for the chargers. TCER lasers, not pulses. You want the targeted location, the pulses. Oh, yeah. I play against the charger length. Answer, no, just more of them. How many can you buy for 5k at 4 or 5? That's a good question. Here, before we get into it too far, let's do... What, you're talking Panther PNT 9R? PNT 9R. PNT 9R. At just 4.5 is 4.5. Is that right? 769. That seems. There's no way they're that low. 769. Less. So 5K. You could probably run. What? 3 Panthers and 4 Valkyries? Maybe. 2 Adder Primes just theoretically wreck the 4 Chargers. 2 ERPPC with targeting speed plus they move 6/9, so they should be able to stay out of range too. But everything has a counter. It's great. Yeah, but you know it's also filthy clan tech at that point. Yeah, I think. Let's see. What's the weight on a Puma? They're not super high, right? Like they don't have a ton of armor. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see. I'd love to see the two Pumas in the hands of a less skilled player versus a veteran with the 4 Chargers. All right, anyhow, let's get back to work. We're going to pull out Oni Lab. We're going to get our Xandri Dust. We're going to jab it down here. $35, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, they're really lightly armored. I think the Chargers could probably do some work if they focused them down. They just got to pick one and go after it. All right, so we're gonna take our Xandri Dust. We're gonna put a little bit out. I think that's enough right there. We don't need a whole bunch because it's gonna get polluted with the contrast medium. All right, we'll get our contrast medium. We'll show it to the camera. I really need more of this stuff. I keep going to the game store and they're out of it. Consistently out of this stuff. And we'll use our toothpick to guide it. Put a nice big old dribble of that. And give us a mixin'. Give it a mixin'. And we should end up with a nice Xandri Dust styled, very light contrast color. Honestly, this contrast medium, it's so good. I know there's other stuff. There's the Vallejo medium, there's the speed paint medium, but I just find that the contrast medium works the best. It's really good stuff. Unfortunately, I have to give G-Dub props every now and then. Like, some of their products are really good. At the price point, no, probably not. Like, the price point still sucks. But I do unironically enjoy, or I guess ironically, enjoy some of their stuff. Where's that damn one brush? Depends on how map determined. The ladders can run continuously. Charge 1A will never get close enough to kill. Easy way for the planet. I don't know why they don't sell contrast medium in a big dropper bottle. Yeah, exactly. Well, because they want you to spill it. I'm convinced more and more that the reasoning behind it is GW wants you to spill your product. They want you to drop it and knock it over, so you have to buy more. I mean, there's a reason. Oh shit. There's a reason that it is like a well-known meme. All right, so we're gonna take our Xandri dust and we're gonna start painting it on this body. Excuse me. This may not be dark enough. We'll deepen it, I think, with a little bit of Agrax Earthshade. I think I need to really heavily brush it up onto the hands and feet too, where we have that transition. We want to kind of reactivate some of the that Crusader skin. Just get it kind of blending together. Is it still in frame? Yeah. Do the same right here. Really blend it in. She likes it. I don't know if Xandri Dust is doing it here. I don't think it is, actually. I don't think it's dark enough. We'll deepen it down with the Agrax when it dries. I'm not happy with it. Also, I think the tail should have been pink with the Crusader flesh. It's alright, we'll blend it all together. And the ears, we're gonna do this like mixed color. Plus, this is all just like the base tones on it anyways. Let's bring this brown up onto the face, the chin. We kind of want the plate that runs along the top of the forehead and stuff to be more that pink tone. Yeah, I'm not super happy with that. It's alright, we can save it though. We can save it. There's definitely a certain amount of like figuring it out as you go involved. Disappoint. I am disappointed. Charges 160 armor, Puma has 115. GW will 50 drop funnels because they want you to spell. Yeah, exactly. Ava will be kicking tonight. You know you can't paint over things, right? Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. It's permanent. Alright, so let's check in on this. Silly Boy Battle Mech. The folks have spoken and they want silly boys. I'm okay with silly boys. Generally a fan. Where are we at? 7:52? Damn, time is starting to fly. Having fun here then. Alright, so I think I want to get some gray on these lads. Now, the question is, would it be better to null oil these boys? Or would it be better to hit them with a little bit of the Gravelord Gray? I'm thinking we'll do the Gravelord. Where's it at? It's up here somewhere. That's hardened leather. That's zealot yellow. Gonna have to stand up. Gravelord Gray. All right, we're gonna do Gravelord Gray, but we're gonna thin it out. So we'll do a little bit here. Cause these the 9-banded armadillo is kind of like, it is kind of like black with the pink, like flesh color with very black ruddiness to it. So we'll do the Gravelord Gray, which this stuff is really dark. But I think with it thinned out, it should work all right. Nightbot claims approximately 1 million dogs in the U.S. are named as heirs of their owner's will. That's a decision. I mean, how does that even work? I mean, really? Okay, so we're going to take our Gravelord Gray and we're just going to put that right over top of our nasty pale flesh base tone. And that is, I mean, that indeed is the armadillo color. Kind of gross. And we can hit it with a second layer too, in a more targeted fashion. Now this stuff is thinned out, so it's just going to go everywhere. With all these little details on the model, it's going to be kind of tough to control the capillary action a little bit. So we're going to hit it with a less is more approach on some of the spots. But we definitely want it kind of heavy on the carapace. And I don't think it's actually called a carapace. Pretty sure there's a term for the skin flaps on an armadillo. I can't believe how well that's working. That's wild. Definitely armadillo color. You see right here, like the capillary action's already bringing it onto the front. I think what we'll do is we'll go for once over on the belly, and then we'll hit the backs a second time. I don't want to just leave the belly completely flesh tone, which we can always dry brush back over and bring it back into the pink territory. But yeah. Just gonna hit these boys with some really, really thin speed paint Gravelord Gray. Kotek's out. I'm going to pass out soon. See you, chat. See you, Country Fried. Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure to chat with you, brother. Nathan says, I think you should grab some enamel dust wash for these guys and weather them up a bit after painted. Yeah, I like this idea. I like this idea quite a bit, actually. I may do so. Oh shit, I forgot the ears. Actually, I think I forgot to paint the ears on this guy. I'm gonna have to go back and do that here in a moment. Alright. I guess y'all can see that I have just decided to kind of hit these with reckless abandon now. I was being careful, but halfway through I decided that we want the gray on the bellies anyways. So we're just doing establishing coats right now. be a fun little project. I'm going to be giving some thought as to what the diorama is going to look like, but we're going to do a full little base. I think I need to pick up a little bit of foam, actually. Be better to build it from scratch than just 3D print it. Oh, I might do it in 3D printer. It could be fun if I could make a little scene in Blender and then just print the whole thing ready to go. Don't really know. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas. For now, just gonna get these guys as much as we can tonight. I think we'll probably still be working on this for next Wednesday. I doubt I'm going to do any painting before now and then, to be honest. Too much editing, too much social shit going on this weekend. Oh shit. I think there's some pink that's not quite dry there. Yeah, I think so. Anyhow. It is what it is. You gonna do a vignette? You can use those wiener cacti again. Yeah, I do have all the files for those. I think armadillo skin plates are called plates. I'm pretty sure there's a like a biological term for them. I just can't remember. Nathan, you missed that's exact plane. Yeah, exactly. One squirt on the mini, one squirt down the lugs. Life is all about balance. I mean, yeah. Little for me, little for my homies. My little metal homies. I think this guy's my favorite. These are such fun little models. These are Curacao minis. Big recommend. Big recommend this little set. I think I paid like $5 for the set of 4. It's Curacao minis. Just Google it. I should have linked it. K-H-U-R-A-S-A-N. Curacao minis. Pretty sure they have like a tripod website or something. It's just like a very bare bones PayPal link style little store. It's a pain in the ass to navigate, but man, guy ships out the models real quick. They have a really fun line of them that you ain't gonna find anywhere else. Alright, so if I recall correctly, a couple of these lads didn't have pink on their ears. So we'll correct that real quick. This one too. And we'll have to hit those again with some more contrast color. I think they're osteoderms or something like that. Osteoderms are like, that's like calcified skin, right? Those are like scutes, kind of. Osteoderms is like what the pangolin has, right? I gotta look it up. You're called? Y'all are activating my ADHD. It is a carapace. And it is Scoots. I guess I knew that. It is called a carapace, and it is made of bony Scoots. I'm cleaning my bear heavy weapon squad right now. I do like the little bear squad. What's next? What can we do on our lad? I think we can put the pink on the tail, because the tail needs to be the same color as the carapace. That just makes more sense than what I've done here. When you think about some of the details here, like the wood on the weapon. Yep. So we're going to get a black hat. Isn't there like a rule in westerns that the good guy never wears a black hat? Black hat's like reserved for the bad guy. Let's embrace that. Let's just embrace that and make him a bad guy. The sheriff is the bad guy. I just looked up their osteoderms made of keratin. It's only because they're easier to grab out of the bowl than the bandits. Oh, you got the bandits too. Okay. I wasn't sure. Alright, so I don't need to film necessarily jamming this black paint into Oni Lab. But we are going to work with black now. And I need to film it. Alright, camera. Let's go back to Pro Video. PAL. We're going to show black to the camera. We're going to put a little bit of black down. We're going to do 1 drop of water in it, just to thin it out to flowy consistency. Going to thin it out. We're going to paint a black hat on our lad. So even though he's the sheriff, he is the bad guy. And in this situation, you should subconsciously be rooting for the banditos. Leatherhide's last stand, or perhaps he's getting his comeuppance. I like that the little detail of the black hat tells a lot of the story, or tells a significant portion of the story. Not a lot of it. Maybe not even a significant part. Just like a little subconscious inclusion there. He's getting what he deserves, you know. Or maybe he was a good sheriff, but he was a bad man. Perhaps he held the wrong opinions about which is the correct starter Pokemon from Gen 1. Let me know in the comments down below which one you think it is. Nottingham had a famously bad sheriff. Yeah, damn those dirty sheriffs. Yes. And then when the banditos come around, the town of Tumbleweed will be left sans sheriff. Gotta be Tumbleweed, right? What? This guy, of course, would live in Tumbleweed. Get this hat face coated without hitting our flesh. I think I've managed to do it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Tough angle to hit right here. There we go. Okay. Homie's got a black hat. Let's get... I think we're going to end up doing 2 different colors of wood here, actually. Or 2 different colors of brown. I want the belt and the gun's furniture to be distinct colors. So, I wonder if we have like a nice ruddy, reddish brown for the weapon. Sure I do. Let's see. Let's take a peek at the collection upstairs and see what colors we got to work with. Could be tumblewood. Like driftwood and tumbleweed. How about one of these browns? I got this here beige brown. I got this here burnt red. That's not gonna work. I got a flat brown. That's not gonna work. I got flat earth. I got Mornfang brown. I don't really think I have exactly the color I'm looking for here. I may need to mix up a custom one. I think we might take a little bit of this whole red and push it into beige brown, maybe. Flat earth might do it, actually. I wish it was a little more red. We could do parasite brown, maybe. Parasite brown? That might be the one, actually. It's kind of got a ruddy reddishness to it, and we're going to bring it up to really like bleached wood type color. City was founded by beavers, but they moved on when the river dried up due to the sheriff's corrupt mining concern. Oh yeah, and they found themselves in a little town south of the border and hired up some bandito mercenaries to take out the sheriff. All right, so let's, now that these ears are dry, put a little bit of that gray onto the ears here. And actually, while we have this out, are these dry enough for a second pass? Yeah, I think they are. We'll do that real quick. All right. So, these fellers need a second pass of gray on their backs. I actually think, I'm sitting here thinking about it, I actually think what we need to do is increase the intensity of it. So we're going to mix in another 2 drops of the Gravelord Gray and make this a little more intense in the coloration. It might be too much, so we're going to add 1 more drop here, and then we're going to put a drop of water in it. I want to get the right consistency here, where it's not too thin and super flowy, but also not full strength, because the full strength Gravelord Gray is basically black. I maybe should have just done pretty sure I have a black contrast color. Should have maybe just done the black contrast color and thinned it out real good. But yeah, let's hit this with a more concentrated Gravelord Gray. So it's a little stronger coloration, a little more black, and it kind of sticks in position a little better. I want to see that black back here. Put that in frame? Yeah, I think I do. We'll leave the tail, I think. The tail should be more fleshy toned. And we're gonna run this color onto the scoots on the shoulders. And we want it on the nose as well. But we want to try to keep that controlled. I may even need to put it full strength on these spots. Think about it. And then I think this lad is also going to get it on his feet. His feet need to be more black. And his hands as well. These little digger claws. He got little paws. I forgot some right here too. There we go. Alright, that's one. Next, our little lad here. Get some on his body. Fun little models. Really fun stuff. I highly encourage y'all to pick up some kind of model out there, something fun that you paint for no other reason than you want to paint it. Then it seems like it would be a fun thing to paint. I know a lot of us pick up models that we like in games and give them our nice paint jobs and make them look great. But ponder buying a model. Next time you're in your FLGS or spending money on models, ponder picking one up for just the joy of painting. Projects like this go a long way in making you happy while you're painting, especially if you hate painting like I do. I hate the process. I know I've mentioned it before. It's tedious, it's time consuming, and it's very taxing on my aging body. But damn, is the end result not worth every moment of it. There's a special kind of satisfaction that comes from a nicely finished model. Heck, I'm thinking we might even do another layer on some of these boys. I'm looking at it. Maybe some kind of patterning. They're definitely going to need a wash in between the carapace plates. Get that nose. Now, does this lad also get... Shit. Remove it from the side of his nose there. Does this lad also want to get black hands and feet? No. But this third one will. So half of them have darker hands. Morning. Well, howdy, Tobias. Hope you're doing well today. Getting a little work done on the next 10-minute minis project today. Well, I don't know if it's the next one, because I've got plenty of footage that needs to be gone through. But it is a 10-minute minis project. Yeah, this guy's gonna get blackening on the hands. Then we want a little on the nose. There we go. Coming right along. All right, next up. I think what we're gonna do is a little bit of Parasite Brown on the gun furniture. So let's get back out our lad. Get back out our phone. Tap go. Bust out our Parasite Brown. Put a little bit out. Kind of got like a reddishness to it. It's also like mildly separated out, I think. I don't know why it keeps doing that. We'll just take our little bit of our Parasite Brown. We're gonna use it like a base tone for the wood. Yeah, I think that's exactly the kind of tone I was going for. I could stand it being a little darker than this, but it'll save us a little work in the long run. Actually, I think it'll look fine now that I'm sitting here expressing my concerns, because we're going to hit this with an Agrax Earthshade to darken the skin anyways. Now there's a weird detail on this guy, in that it's got like a rope tied around this weapon. I'm not sure what that's all about. That itself will need a whole nother color of brown here. Yeah, I think it will. Fine. Alright, so we got our reddish brown base for the gun. We're gonna do, what color for the leather? Heck, do I have like a proper leather color? I may have a good brown for that. Could we get away with German camo medium brown? I don't think it's rich enough. I think we're gonna use Mournfang brown. this? Maybe we'll do Baylor Brown for the rope. But yeah, we'll take a little bit of Baylor Brown, or Mornfang Brown, excuse me. Do a little bit of Mornfang Brown here for the belt. A little bit of that out. I think what we'll do is we'll put a drop of water on the palette and then dip a little out. So we're not using a whole drop in that single drop of paint we just put out. Xandri Dust with the yellow-brown wash will do that rope nicely. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I did... The body itself is Xandri Dust colored. So I think the detail would get a little lost there if I did that. I'm kind of regretting doing the Xandri Dust on the body now. I don't know what to do to fix that, actually. That belt in brown. What could I do to fix that? I could do the Xandri Dust rope if I change the color of the body. We could hit it with don't know. I don't really know how to pivot back from this necessarily. This big mistake. Buy myself a little time to think about it. I was thinking I'm just going to hit it with an ink wash to kind of bring it down into a darker tone, but I don't know if that's going to work. All right, we're going to do one more brown. I think I'll make sure to hit the shelf with my elbow and spill a whole bunch of Vallejo paints on the ground. That's what I'll do. That's real fun. Natural. Going Mornfang or Baylor Brown. My brain is not working because I did not get enough sleep. Everything's shutting down. Alright. A little bit of Baylor Brown, which is really drying out. And it's drying out thanks to Games Workshop's perfect paint pots that completely 100% seal out all the air and don't let any air in to let your paints dry out. Never, ever. Yep, we're gonna have to use whatever this color is. Sorry, I'm really suddenly very exhausted, tired. I keep having obligations waking me up, forcing me to be awake during the day, and I am not a daytime person. Okay. Alright, we got a little bit of Baylor Brown as the base for the rope. We're going to build that rope up to a very light color anyways. Same with the belt. I think while we have this brown out, I want to use this brown for the band on his hat. Make sure to make a mess of it, you know, as one would do. I've given up trying to not make a mess of this. I'm just gonna slap this paint down and then fix the error with the black. I do not have the motor skills to not get this brown all over the black. So just gonna slap some brown on it and then fix the overspill afterwards. It's a very hard section to get color on. Without spilling outside the lines. All right, so he's got some base tones. Take a moment and put some browns on our other boys. Sudden tiredness, did the weather just change? No, I'm tired. I'm tired, it's just hitting me like a sack of bricks. I think I need to eat some food. I keep doing this, like, wait till the end of the day to eat anything. Just exhausted. Home stretch for school, though. Home stretch. A few more weeks. You can actually sleep in. Alright, we're going to take our Parasite Brown and utilize it on these lads. Some of them we'll do different browns in different spots on these fellers. But while we have it out, we might as well utilize them. This one will get a nice little Parasite Brown belt. It's actually a fucking great color for leather. I don't know why I've never used it for this application before. I guess because it came in the flesh tone set. I just like associate it with painting flesh. Then again, I have seen many a scale armor project using flesh colors. You gotta store your paints in well ventilated pots, get rid of any fumes before you. Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. I love paint pots with lids that don't go on all the way. With lids that like gunk up with paint so they, never seal again properly. I think it's really funny that there are people out there who defend GW paint pots. Here, let me try to, what is it called? Iron Man? Let me try to Iron Man GW paint pots here a little bit. All right, so if you buy your models and you crack open your paint pots and you dip from right here and you don't thin it out and just put it on like that, pow, and then you buy a new paint pot when you want to paint another model, then GW paint pots are good for you. I mean, how else are you supposed to do it? Are you not supposed to buy a whole new set of colors every time you paint a squad of Space Marines? That's what I thought. I'm gonna clean up a little bit of this stuff. You know, that's why you use paint in a bag, though. So that you never have to worry about your paint drying out again. And that, of course, is because you spilled it on the floor. Of course, you could always upgrade to Series 2 Paint in a Bag. Series 2 Paint in a Bag bags, now with a zipping enclosure. Alright, who's next? I think what I want to do is the trick where you do the whole using the same color on different models in different places so the palette kind of matches. So like we put the like this guy has the holster in the Parasite Brown, so we'll do this lad's hat in Parasite Brown. In frame? Yeah. Coverage isn't great on this stuff. It's kind of partially translucent. Really bad coverage. Really bad paint. Neat color, but bad paint. Low quality. It's interesting to note that too, like you can't really make a blanket statement that any one brand of paints are good or bad. It just varies from paint to paint. This one is a dissatisfying color. Does not go on well. It still has better coverage than that, those colors on the charger, though, honestly. It is definitely not going on with... yeah, I guess 2 coats is getting it. It's fine. Alright, so a little bit of Parasite Brown on this lad. Let's do... let's do some Mournfang Brown on one now. I think we'll do... I think this lad here will get a Mournfang Brown hat. Pack some color in there. Now see, this is a great color. You know, GW paints are fine. They work great. Most of them. Their whites leave a lot to be desired. Their metallics are generally pretty bad, but Mournfang Brown, kind of a color I can't live without in my collection. Would love to have it in a dropper bottle. Definitely way better coverage than that Parasite Brown we were just using. It's a pretty complex shape too to fill in. All right. Coming right along. Now, I saw the art on the Curacao Minis page has like little shapes on these little like I don't know what you call them, little triangular shapes of bright colors on these hats. I may do something similar. I don't really know yet. I know I just got a whole bunch of brown on the edge of that ear though, and I'm gonna have to repaint it. The fatigue is setting in, is all that is. Okay. That guy's got a brown hat. Flat Earth, my MVP. Thanks for introducing me to it. Yeah, Flat Earth is such a good color. It's, you know, unfortunately, the Flat Earth does exist. It's right here. It's 70.983 model color by Vallejo. Really good color. Such a good color. Yeah, look at that. That's so good. It almost looks like baby shit. Alrighty, y'all. Well, I know I have more work to do, but I am tired. I think that's what we're gonna do for the evening. That's all we're gonna do tonight. Is call that a stream, you know, and then I think we'll think about what we're gonna do next time and have more of a roadmap for painting these boys. But yeah, that's what I got for y'all today. I'm really tired. I'm kind of delirious. I'm sure you can feel it in the energy, in the pep, in the talk. But I think we made decent progress. We got a good base tone on these fellers. We have this nice greasy, grimy, black skin tone on the Los Viejos. We'll continue filling in the brown on the hats and the holsters. I need to give some thought about what we're going to do for this belly area, because like I want kind of what's going on here, but in a darker way. I may go over it with I have, what's that yellow color? Nasdrag yellow. I might do the Nasdrag yellow on the belly. That could maybe fix it. I was also thinking we could do, I have this pallid bone color, which might work. It's kind of a yellowy, browny tone that might just do what we're after, and fix it up. I gotta give it some thought, and I can't think right now. I'm running out of energy. On a real sombrero, I believe those colored shapes will be called accents. Yes, accents. Because because an accent is an accent, and I don't have an accent. But yeah, in any case, expect some more stuff coming in the future. Some more regular streams, especially as these next few weeks wrap up. I think last day of class is like the 20th. So something like that. I think there's 3 weeks of class left, and then I'm going to really ramp up the streaming and the content creation. Make sure to check this space for more fun stuff. We got some workflow stuff coming up soon. Maybe Friday. We'll do another session on the Urban Mech and then release that video over the weekend. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day, and I'm not sure exactly where things are going to lie, because I have a whole bunch of work to do. In any case, I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis. This is the Bullshit Corner 2.0, and this is where we get the painting done every Wednesday, 6 p.m. PST. Same time, same place, right here. We'll keep working on it. These are going to turn into a really fun project as they go. But for now, I think it's sapped the last of my energy. So, without further ado, I want to remind y'all to be happy while you're painting, And also know that your participation here in these events makes me happy while I'm painting, even if I'm running out of energy and turning into a low energy rep. Anyhow, that's all I got. Lots of love. Catch you for the next one. Bye-bye!